The marketplace of Zentari 7 bustled with 1,000 different species, each haggling in their native tongues. Merchant stalls lined the crystalline streets, selling everything from quantum crystals to exotic spices that could alter one's perception of time itself. Marcus Chen adjusted his worn jacket and navigated through the crowd with practiced ease. 3 years as a cargo hauler in this sector had taught him to keep his head down and his business to himself. Humans weren't exactly rare in this part of the galaxy, but they weren't common either, and that made them targets. He was heading back to his ship when he heard it, a small, frightened voice speaking in broken galactic common. Please help." Marcus turned to see 4 small figures huddled in an alley between 2 vendor stalls. They were Quillari children. He recognized the species from his roots. Their skin shimmered with bioluminescent patterns that flickered anxiously, betraying their fear. The oldest couldn't have been more than 7 in human years. "What's wrong?" Marcus knelt down, making himself less imposing. The tallest girl, with pale blue skin and enormous violet eyes, stepped forward. Her lower lip trembled. "Our ship. Bad people took our parents. They said we're worth money. We ran, but they're looking for us." Marcus felt his jaw tighten. Slavers. Even in the so-called civilized sectors, they still operated, preying on the vulnerable. "Where are they now?" "Everywhere," another girl whispered, her voice barely audible. "They have scanners. They'll find us." Marcus's mind raced. The smart play was to walk away, report it to station security, and let them handle it. Getting involved with slavers was a death sentence for a lone human with no backup and no weapons permit on this station. But when he looked at those 4 terrified faces, he saw his niece back on Earth. He saw every child who'd ever needed help and didn't get it. "Okay," he said quietly. "I'm going to help you. But you have to trust me and do exactly what I say." The girls nodded frantically. Marcus pulled out his datapad and quickly composed a message to every human ship captain he knew in the sector, all 3 of them. Then he sent another to the Human Trade Coalition office 2 stations over. That would take time, but it was insurance. "Follow me. Stay close." He led them through the marketplace, deliberately choosing the most crowded paths. His heart hammered as he spotted 2 Krellian enforcers, the muscle slavers typically hired, scanning the crowd with handheld devices. "Into here," Marcus whispered, ducking into a fabric merchant's stall. The Vexian proprietor looked up in alarm, but Marcus held up a credit chip. "I need your help. Those children are in danger." The merchant's 3 eyes blinked in sequence. "Slavers?" "Yes." Without another word, the merchant gestured them behind a curtain. "My species knows what it means to be hunted. Go." They moved through a network of back passages that Marcus hadn't known existed, a hidden world beneath the Yo marketplace where the marginalized and peaceful species helped each other survive. Word spread faster than any communication device could manage. By the time they reached the docking bay, Marcus had a plan. It was insane, but it was a plan. His ship, the Meridian's Hope, was a beat-up cargo hauler that had seen better decades. But she was fast, and she was his. "Get inside," he told the girls. "Strap into the jump seats in the cargo hold." As the youngest hesitated, Marcus knelt down again. "Hey, I promise you, I will not let anything happen to you. Humans don't break promises to kids. Ever." Something in his tone must have convinced her because she nodded and followed her sisters inside. Marcus was running through pre-flight when his communicator chirped. "Human vessel Meridian's Hope, you are ordered to stand down and submit to inspection." The Krellian enforcers had found him. "Negative," Marcus replied calmly, firing up the engines. "I'm a registered independent hauler with no cargo violations. You have no authority to board. We have reason to believe you're harboring stolen property." Marcus felt rage surge through him. Property. They called those children property. "Then you're mistaken," he said, and punched the engines. The Meridian's Hope lurched forward, accelerating hard enough to trigger station alarms. Warning klaxons. blared as Marcus guided the ship through the docking bay entrance with barely meters to spare on either side. All vessels, this is station security. That ship is to be stopped. Station security, this is Captain Rodriguez of the Valiant Star. A woman's voice cut through the channel. Maria Rodriguez, an old friend. We have visual confirmation that the Meridian's Hope is departing under duress from suspected slaver operatives. Human Trade Coalition is asserting jurisdiction. Any hostile action against that vessel will be considered an act of aggression against Earth-aligned shipping. Marcus grinned. The cavalry had arrived, even if it was just 2 more cargo haulers, and a small passenger liner that happened to be human-crewed. 2 more voices chimed in, backing Rodriguez's claim. The station couldn't risk an interstellar incident over what they considered a minor slaving operation. As the Meridian's Hope cleared the station's gravity well and jumped to FTL, Marcus finally allowed himself to breathe. He found the 4 girls huddled together in the cargo hold, their bioluminescent patterns slowly shifting from fearful reds and purples to cautious blues and greens. "We're safe now," he said gently. "I'm taking you to the Quillari Embassy station. Your people will be notified and you'll be protected." The oldest girl looked at him with those huge violet eyes. "Why did you help us? You could have died." Marcus was quiet for a moment. "Because that's what humans do. We're not the strongest or the smartest species in the galaxy. We're not the longest lived or the most advanced. But we decided a long time ago that some things are worth fighting for, even if the odds are against us. And protecting kids? That's always worth it." The girl stepped forward and hugged him, followed by her sisters. Marcus felt his eyes sting with unexpected tears. 3 days later, the girls were reunited with their parents at the Quillari Embassy. The slavers were arrested through evidence provided by the Vexian merchant and dozens of other witnesses who suddenly remembered everything they'd seen. Marcus received an official commendation from the Quillari government, a reward he donated to anti-trafficking organizations, and a reputation that spread through the underground networks. The human who would walk through fire for children who weren't even his species. And in the end, that was the most human thing of all.